Fnatic are back to it. I loved watching this comp in EMEA.
And we're going to get the Euro head-to-head. I'm very looking forward to this. A lot of doubters on Icy. Now, G2 has not played this map that much often as Fnatic has, and that actually gives them an edge because we know that the preparation for Fnatic is going to be thorough. But if there isn't that many reps on you, there is so much more that you can learn from them. Do not get me wrong, it's not going to be easy, but you know, it's something.
Yeah, this is what we want for an elimination match. Could be an all-time classic. G2 versus Fnatic. Who better to take us through than your casters is Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Insu. Yeah, we've been blessed with a banger, and they're always playing out this way when there's elimination on the line. To see these two teams clash for the first time on this stage with everything that's at stake, I mean, it's a gift.
Yeah, and what a moment in time as well. G2 versus Fnatic, and we're starting off on Haven of all maps. And yeah, the Yoru head-to-head is going to be the shining light for me because Durka has been looking fantastic on Yoru all year long. I mean, in the beginning he struggled a bit, but who struggled most recently is Icy. Yeah, G2 took that win away from EDG, but it was so close. It was 13-11. And Fnatic, they're 6-0 on Haven this year, Doug, ever since it came back into the map pool.
Yeah, spotless record. But G2 has decided to take a step into that ring. It's a map that hasn't necessarily been weak for them either. I mean, they've only played it 3 times, but every single one has been close. They've won 2 of them. So it's not like they're slouches on this map necessarily.
Yeah, neither of these teams are going to be slouches on any of these maps in the map pool. So evenly matched, it feels like. And it's just quiet across the board right now from G2. A very, very slow approach. They showed top C, broke the camera, but it didn't bait out any rotations from the side of Fnatic.
That's a dink on Valorant already. If they decide to continue to go B, you've got Durka who's close by, you've got Boaster there with him.
Yeah. Members of Fnatic need to be careful from this front B pop from G2. That Yoru flash, it could be so hard to dodge.
I think that's why they're playing off of it, and as soon as it goes off, they know they can try to refill it onto this side. Trent back already through, taking care of Boaster, but the trade is timely. It's perfect. Durka's not able to get it. His hero does. 2 kills on the round for him. But they've managed to get the spike down. G2 in these post-play positions found, again, just down to 19 HP. It's just a tap. It's just a threat. Just enough to try to get him out of position. Do they have a flash? Do they have anything? They all just swing out. They all just face. And they're outnumbered. Fnatic will get the pistol.
And you're right, the approach from Fnatic in front B, they understood when that Viper orb goes up, they need to be careful, they need to back up. And the flood in, it was almost perfect. Boaster, his paranoia was on point, but he just couldn't connect the shots, and he ended up going down first. But the flood from Hero, the flood from Durka, it was too much for these boys of G2 to handle. And the 4v2, they're not going to throw it this time around.
I was going to say something, but I didn't know what to say.
Hey.
Choosing to stay family friendly is Boaster at the beginning of this. We'll see if that's the case still as the series goes on. I mean, there's both. You think about this matchup between Boaster and Valen. They're such deep competitors, right? Like they're the quintessential fighter. Both of them are.
And they have such a deep map pool, a deep strat book. And the coaching staff that's behind them as well. I say that as Leaf just takes the head off of Durka. That's a Bulldog gone now from Fnatic. And on a map like this with 3 bomb sites, when you drop a member early like that, you are really spread thin. That's why you see this proactivity on the mini-map from Fnatic. That's a double A long approach. G2, they need to be careful right now because Alfier, if he gets heated up, it's going to be over.
Yeah, the terror that can be an ISO.
Yeah, he's been superb on it as well.
A little bit of tap there, not connecting the shots, but honestly, Jonah P, it was a bit labored. It took a little bit of time, but ultimately does connect. It's a 3v3, but it doesn't feel like a solid one. It doesn't feel like a comfortable one. It just feels inevitable. Alpha gets his 3 as Fnatic at the second.
And that's something that I said G2 need to be very wary of. Once he gets on fire, especially towards this A site, you're going to see Alfier taking a lot of swings down short A. And he's going to hit those shots 9 times out of 10, let alone the fact that he got 3 into that round to build towards that ultimate. And yeah, it was costly for Fnatic, but they ended up saving the majority of the guns that they needed. And Alfier, he's popping off already. That first peek that he did, it was a little interesting, a little dicey, but he settled. Now he's sitting at 3-0 with a Vandal to his name. 3 orbs off of his ultimate.
See that cheeky little vulnerable shock setup. Icy's been dropped. Leaf has 2. This is an excellent start out for Fnatic.
Yeah, picks across the board. And off of utility in mid as well. The 1-2 punch, the Yoru walking down. They swing out. Boaster is going to have a tough ask in the backside here. He is alone, but they don't know he's here.
Meanwhile, Fnatic is getting a ton of info. You've got Durka who's pushed down C long. You had the drone come out from Chronicle towards A, and they've got him fully funneled into the middle of the map, and they know that. The paranoia is going to be a little bit wide, but Valorant shots do connect. Now they can flush back C. The thing is, I don't know that they really have a good idea of where Durka is.
I think they might have a notion that somebody could be down C long, and that's why they're planning for CT right now. And this drone, it's going to get good info on where Alphayear is.
Again, Durka is the problem, and the problem has not been solved.
Nasty work from Durka. What a transfer.
That's a scary sight for G2 fans. If he's hitting like that already.
Oh, he commits to the TP backside.
Jonah P fully surrounded in a 1v3. No idea where Durka was. Fully left guessing. And Fnatic win the bonus. This is an excellent start.
Yeah, it was a big investment. Had it not gone their way, maybe the economy isn't that great, but with how these players are already coming into form in the first 3 rounds that we've seen so far, yeah, that's something you're going to see Alphayear do quite a bit. They're looking on point right now. And the proactivity from G2 to bring that back to a 3v3, it was pretty good, but
then Durka happened.
Yeah, then Durka happened. That transfer was too much. And when you think about Fnatic...
This is my balls, boy, bro. Good job. Nice kid.
and when you think about Fnatic as a team, they only really tend to struggle against very, very highly talented players that have good mechanics, everything. And it's not that that's a dig to G2. They have great mechanics, but they rely on more of their fundamentals and the high percentage plays in order to win. That gives Fnatic a lot of breathing room to be confident in their own aim.
Jonah P doesn't have a ton of breathing room here. You look at the mini-map, you've got Alpha who's taken all of A long, you've got Chronicle again up A short. But they've managed to get him in there now. The middle of the map has been taken, the Paranoia is out towards Garage.
It's flawless.
The question is, how much more is concealed? Do they realize where the rest of G2 are? He's going to try to get out.
They know where Jonah P is, and he's going to fall shortly.
Alphayear's waiting on the other side. It was that spacey that you taken at the very beginning of the round. He shouldn't be able to get away with anything.
That's a clone, buddy.
Yeah.
So it's a stall towards front B again. Last time G2 were down numbers, this is where they decided to go. And I think Fnatic are a little bit ahead of this. Durka got that pick in short A. He's the forefront. Can't connect yet.
This is notably more difficult. Remember the last time they did this, they had the Viper Orb that they could play around.
And they also had rifles. Oh, that shield. So damning.
There's really no way for them to fight back to this, at least not in this round. So a flawless one comes through for Fnatic as they get to 4, and I think it's concerning as we look into the next because Fnatic have a couple of ults to speak of. Durka has his, Alphayear has his, and then you've got, I believe, both Hero and Chronicle close.
And they haven't stopped at all. It's been aggressiveness every single round so far from the side of Fnatic. But the difference is once they get those key kills, they fall back and they play as a unit. It's looking very cohesive right now. And very smothering for the side of G2. It's going to be an early timeout for good reason. It seems like the G2 players, they just can't seem to even hit shots at this point.
Yeah, Fnatic full steam ahead for now. A 4-0 start for them. You've got Alphayear who's coming online. And again, that's what you need on that ISO roll. He's been able to deliver so far, 6-0. Perfect bill of health so far.
Yeah, this Durka and Alphayear combo has been the bread and butter of Fnatic's success on Haven in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, the ISO and the Yoru, and
it's so unique.
Their willingness to innovate and bring those into the fold has just, you're right, it's netted them so much success. It's netted them a perfect record on this map.
Yeah, and for G2, it's tough to prepare against a composition like this because it's so niche.
Yeah, who else is running this?
There's not a lot of teams that are running it. Maybe a couple teams in APAC that I've seen. But limited reps against a comp like this can be very hard to play against. And the way that Fnatic are approaching playing against this Viper comp, kind of getting ahead of the Viper wall and honestly trapping Jonah P a lot, even giving that A short space. It's an awesome approach. A lot of good prep work has been done from the side of Fnatic. They seem to have a good read on how to play against this double controller.
What's the adjustment for G2 on the other side of the timeout? You've got Trent one away from having his Hunter's Fury. An aggressive TP out from Valorant again to Cubby. And a dart to buy some space. But again, you see the utility being exchanged from the defense.
And I think this is what G2 needed to do. They needed to shut down this A control. If Alfier is there, push him back, at least get his shield off of him. But he's not even here this time. He's waiting for a 1v1 opportunity. He has that ISO ultimate online.
That was so dangerous. The drone expiring just before it catches a couple of members.
But as soon as anybody makes contact around the map, Alpha's gonna pop that shield. He's gonna ult. So if G2 take too long, here it comes. Here's the 1v1.
Alpha and Leaf on the other side. He's got full health. He's got full armor. But how do you deal with the double tap?
It's too hard. Not at this high of a level. Most of the time, the ISO will win that exchange.
On the other. Oh, it seems like they're going to try to get out onto the side. Not going to lie to you guys. Didn't really see what happened there. But lo and behold, they've managed to get decently far out. You've got the paranoia coming out. The decay as well.
30 seconds left.
But it's
Dirkus in
again.
such a good spot, but Jonah P just decapitates him. Boaster able to respond at least a little bit. Now a 2v2 as the spike goes down. It's leaving Trent on his own. He's got 2 shots, but position's been given away. Knife out. Shots not settled. And again, Trent has to go. No armor. That's not the right weapon in that position. The defuse will come through, and again, they're going to continue to feed this in Alpha. They want to lean into his ult.
Yeah, he just used it. He already got full 4 ult orbs into that round. And you see the value of the ISO on this map. The way that G2 like to play this composition is to do a little bit of a push and pull. They like to break utility, make teams second guess, but you can't do that if you're getting ulted. Wherever you make noise, whether that was going to be at A, whether that's in garage, he's going to ult you. He's going to take the 1v1. And with his mechanical skill,
Yeah, forget it.
it's over. He has a shield on him.
9-0 so far. And again, more than halfway to having his ult online.
The desk was talking about how Fnatic struggle when they start off slow. Or even when things just don't go their way. Keep in mind against Heretic, they lost a 4v2 to start the match. This time around, they're so confident because they won the 4v2.
I mean, it's perfect. It's a map that they're familiar with, a map that's netted them a ton of success. And the beginning of this could not be any better. Kupiko's traded 1-for-1 Leaf with a lighter. We'll lighter weaponry here, just a stinger.
Yes.
But he's the tip of the spear with Jonah P close by. They're going to invest the pit into this? Boaster's just waiting on the other side. But Trent is too. Surely he's been spotted. They've got to know that he's there.
Trent is so far away, just now going to get in range to use that Hunter's Fury if need be.
So they have full A main control. But the pit is down, and that's going to make this so much more difficult. Leaf's going to fall too. A 2v4 that needs to go the way of G2 for any semblance of hope, and it does not look like that will be the case. What in the world can Trent do? Outnumbered and dead. 6-0 the way of Fnatic, and that's another ISO ult online.
What a retake from Fnatic. That was a chef's kiss moment. It can be so hard to go up against a Viper's Pit, especially when it's all in CT, but opting to just go through window. And Durka in that entire moment after this kill comes down, he still has a clone, he still has a flash if need be. And you can't just not shoot the clone.
Right, you have to.
When that Viper's Pit comes down on Trent's screen, he's shooting whatever's in front of him.
I'm feeling today.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's 11-0.
I believe it. I believe it 1,000%. Defensive op-out in the hands of Durka.
It's interesting. In the last series, we saw Boaster pick up the defensive op quite a bit. But this time, maybe Durka is feeling it in his own right. And Leaf, oh
Leaf
my
again.
gosh.
He's got a Bulldog, light armor. Alfier again trying to pest him out, but this time the duel goes the way of G2. Now what's the response? Where do they go from here?
It's going to be aggressiveness down C long for Durka. He's going to get some info, but his TP is leaning towards A. So G2 need to be very careful right now because they might be running into the remaining 3 members of Fnatic.
If they commit to this, they're freezing real.
I mean, this Odin could do so much damage against light armor.
Yeah, 1,000%.
You just spray and pray, get a little bit of a collat. Oh, that's why the Killjoy ultimate is invested, but there's still 2 trips to play off of. Chronicle, he's going hunting. He might find the timing.
He's exploring. Valenzair on the other side. He's got to spot him, and he does. The Stinger up close, nets him another win. A 5v2, but again, remember, it's lighter weaponry. It's not great. It's a Bulldog and an Odin. Patience out from Hero. A 2v4 would be devastating. It would be backbreaking.
Durka's going to save this operator, surely.
I mean, he's got plenty of money.
Wait a second.
The newcomer.
Durka's doubling back.
For this Fnatic roster. He's continued to knock on the door. He's continued to unlock the bolts, and he might be able to swing this back in their favor, but heads up awareness from Trent. Now Durka has no choice but to get out. Not in that situation. G2 will finally get on the board. Again, I don't know that they can necessarily even upgrade any weapons. They're going to carry over Valorant's Odin, but that might be it. Oh, Trent does grab something there.
Yeah, he grabs the Vandal. But Leaf drops anyways. I guess he only had a Bulldog. It was a light investment from the side of G2. But winning that round, that was a must-win round for G2 to get any type of momentum back in their favor. And Leaf winning the head-to-head this time around. Durka, Alpha, apologies, could not settle the shots.
He tried his best at it again. Chronicle's patience there was so nice. He sat there for what felt like an eternity and then just got a little bit too far up. So G2 get on the board. Get that monkey off their back. Now you've got 4 rifles and the Odin to speak of.
Still have the operator on the side of Fnatic, though.
Dude, so much aggression. What a combo. Could you imagine if they were trying to take a main there?
Yeah, they would have gotten decimated. One-shotted because of that vulnerable that ISO can throw.
And the paranoia out from Boaster. You wouldn't see a damn thing.
Yoru Clone is so good against the Cypher. Breaks all the trips in Alpha. He's going crazy right now. It's 1-for-1, though.
Leaf again. Able to clean him up and have his number. Trent pop the ult. Not really going to connect out onto anything. They have a little bit of garage control, but the thing is they don't realize that there's somebody right behind them nipping at his heels. It's Durka again getting as much info as he can. Meanwhile, Boaster's trying to do a bit of the same, but Trent anchored in. We'll clean him up. What's the rest of this retake look like for Fnatic? The drone will create a little bit of space. No ultimates on the side of the attack.
No smokes on the side of the defense either, so it's just going to be complete RNG. That's a good start, though, yeah.
That's a big one, but Leaf's timing. He's given his position away. He's only able to find one. It's going to be Chronicle on his own. A tap of the spike into the swing, and Jonah P will best him. G2 get their second.
Good proactivity after that kill on the flank by Trent. And so far, we've seen Trent. He's sitting all the way back most of the time that G2 get on the site and get that spike planted. They're aware that Fnatic like to use flanks. After that kill comes through, the double flank. Yeah, there's a bit of a whiffage going on from Leaf, but no one's ready for Jonah P in this moment. The numbers game too much in favor.
Alpha just jumps out the window smoke.
Yeah, G2 are going to need to be more aware of the crazy plays that can happen against this basically double duelist comp of ISO and Yoru. I mean, that's another free pick, but I think that was spam this time around. And the 1-2-3 punch.
They're investing so much into denying this A-main control from G2.
A-main, mid.
I mean, every single round. If it's either the Decay Shock or it's the Paranoia with the Vulnerable and then the Hunter's Fury, like, they're dumping so much into this area of the map, and I think that makes the game plan very clear. Fnatic walked in with the intention of denying that space, and so far they've done so.
And this is why I'm so surprised that G2 aren't ready for this. This was a set play that Fnatic had already previously ran like 2 or 3 times. Durka walks down mid. Hero swings off of him. Alpha, of course, he's just going to peek A.
Not shock.
Yeah.
Just a little short.
This is just such a hard post plant to play. There's 3 members flanking long. And still an Omen Paranoia for Boaster. It gets committed. Hero just absolutely decimates Valen. And deleted from the server.
And Trent's left in a 1v4. That first shock will go out. The spam coming through will clean up 2. But there's still so much work to be done. Note, Boaster did not get it to half. Now finally done so. The Classic just cannot connect.
Yeah, not enough ammo in that Vandal. And Fnatic taking the disciplined approach, playing all together. Yeah, they get collided through a smoke, but still, it's a 4v1 in that moment. Oh, the turn from the Yoru flash, but that's the weird thing, that turret. Leaf thought that it would clear that spot of mid, but Durka, he just knows. He's so aware of what that turret can actually see and how he can finesse around it.
And that's part of the issue is I think not only are they willing to invest so much utility into A main, but then you've got Alpha filling the space behind it. So yeah, you can try to wait out the shock and you can wait out this, that, and the other, but then what?
Look at this. Another walk down mid, this time with more members. That turret does not clear this box. Leaf, oh my goodness!
He's punished again. First it was Alfir, now it's Durka.
That was such a nasty shot. Off of the jump spot, you have to be so precise to hit that. And right now, if you're G2, it just feels like you can't do anything. You cannot take control of mid. You need to start doing a different turret, maybe through window. But the problem is Fnatic were ready for that adaptation. They had 3 players front B ready to spam window.
Every single corner seems to be considered for Fnatic. He stuck that. He stuck that right into Hero's lap. He's going to get a second on Valen too.
So risky.
I imagine there was a flash behind it or something. I'm sure we're going to see that on the replay, but I think the story doesn't change. Jonah P has gotten 3 on the round. He's going to have to get 2 more. An ace to potentially just get G2 their 3rd round of the half.
Problem is, Fnatic have the spike in full control. They can see it. It's in their sights, and it's a crossfire in garage. This is impossible.
How in the world does Jonah P do that? He can't. This has been near perfect Valorant out from Fnatic.
Yeah, other than the MasterCard Thrifty that G2 got, there was only, what, 1 other round they won? That was, oh my, that's absurd. That is absurd.
She killed me jump spotting, bro. 4-4.
With a Phantom, too.
It's disgusting. Disgusting work.
And there was Hero dealing with what Icy was trying to get backside on.
So limited on what you can do on the Yoru, especially on the attacking side. And Icy, he's sitting at 2-10 right now. He's struggling again.
I mean, all of G2 struggling.
Yeah. Oh, man.
This time it's Trent.
Oh, he's
just trying to take the fight right to him. But Alfir, 2 for 3 on the Gulag this map.
Yeah, and off of that, Durka gets all that free space. There's a triangle setup here in A. If G2 want to go back, they're going to be met by so much opposition. That smoke, Valen, he's trying to finesse in the minds that maybe Fnatic are going to back up, but they're ahead of this, so it's a hard read right now from Fnatic. They know.
Boaster still playing close by. If they fully commit to this B fight, he has a paranoia that he can hit from there. It's all off the cue from Alpha, but he gives the space up.
Look at how far back the trips are from Hero.
Leaf's gonna get tagged. The Hunter's Fury has been invested. Leaf is already dead.
What a setup.
No corner is safe. Valen's left in a 1v3, and yeah, he has the spike, but again, it's these miserable 1vx situations.
That was so sick from Fnatic. What a great round. And Alpha just spams him through the smoke. That's how the game's been going. Everything in favor for Fnatic. But to take all of A control after Alfir wins that 1v1, it allows for Chronicle to have that crazy Hunter's Fury line. If anybody goes garage off the trip, if anybody goes front B off a contact. And that's exactly what happened. That was such a nice set play. Look at this. I mean, it's beautiful Valorant right now.
It takes the entire map away, right? You remove a full third by denying A main space, and then you've got the ult that's just going to deny everything else.
And right now, like I said, I've been so surprised that G2 haven't tried to speed up C long at all, because that has really been the weakest area for Fnatic so far on this map. But they took so long to identify it. And it's just too late at this moment. There's 3 members pushing up A long right now. Leaf is... He's going to have to create a miracle right now with this Guardian.
Meanwhile, Icy's ulting on the other side. They're going to try to accelerate, as you were mentioning, towards C, but you're right, it's probably too little too late, and Leaf has been left with so much to do. Meanwhile, Icy trying to get back sight off of the flashes. Leaf dealt with. The site still up for grabs. You still have so many members of Fnatic that are playing close by. Icy trying to swing out the Bucky from that distance. Will not connect, but Valen will. How do you deal with Durka, though? Number situation, the pit invested, Trent on the swing, Chronicle dead. And now the pit in play. Can they do anything to get rid of this? He's gonna flip the map, he's gonna get out. Valen's fully TP'd, but finally commits back. Deciding that with Durka dealt with, this is the strong site. Alfier's 20 HP in a 1v3, but they're leaving. They're quietly making an exit.
30 seconds left.
So tense right now. Even with Alpha being at 20 HP, look at the respect that is being given by G2. They understand that he's popping off. They understand that they need this round. They need the 9-3. Oh, that was close.
All 3 members that are up for G2 have taken damage. Some notably worse for wear than others. No, one benefit is that they're all playing together, so Alfier has to very carefully and cautiously check every single corner. And then there's the Viper wall he has to deal with too.
Yeah, and either way he goes right now, he's going to get swung by Valen.
The tap. Where's the swing? Where's the challenge? Where's the dare? They all want to swing at the exact same time. And G2 will get their 3rd. Fnatic again, I mean, borderline perfect for that entire half.
Yeah, that's a wonderful half for Fnatic. Alfier was popping off. Durka was popping off. Hero had his moments in the backside of A, or backside of C.
We'll see what G2 can do on the other half of this. Maybe there's hope. It doesn't seem likely. We'll be right back.
Oh, come on.
Trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get $800 off the new Galaxy Z Fold 6. Only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.
A borderline perfect half from Fnatic. They're up 9-3. They obliterated G2's attack side, and now they have the benefit of being the ones to dictate the pace.
Yeah.
Now they can really lean into this Yoru Isu comp tray.
Yeah, and they like to work a lot of garage. They like to work a lot of mid, much like the defensive side that we saw. That aggressiveness towards mid.
They made the map feel small.
Yep.
And to be able to do that on a 3-site map, applying pressure in every single facet of the game is just really impressive. You understand why they're perfect on this map.
Exactly, and they're playing the comp to its strengths. They're going for the duels. They're taking aggressive aim fights. And when their aim is on point like that, it's just so hard to play against. Now, I will say that Trent, last time they played this map, he was a big key to the success of G2 in beating EDG. He had a very, very huge defensive half. So he's going to need to step up again.
The setup here, I mean, you can see it. The writing is on the walls. Any sort of contact. Valen's got the flash.
Oh, yeah.
And then the fight ensues. The question is, will there be enough of a trigger? Will there be enough to tip the scales?
But this is the Fnatic approach. We're going to contact up mid. Maybe we'll go garage, break the alarm bot, make you have to re-clear that space. And then while all that's happening, look at A-site.
Yeah, it's up for grabs. It's free.
You take everything.
They can waltz their way in.
Yeah. And G2, they are known for their retake approach on a lot of maps.
It's going to be tested here if they want to try to pull this off. They're going exploring now. Across the middle of the map again. 2 there. Found Alfier again. Gets away with murder.
And now are you ready for the second? You're not.
No. No way.
And Trent just got spammed all the way in heaven. Look at how far. Look at the minimap. Look at where he got spammed at.
Yeah, he's so deep.
What a pistol round from Fnatic.
What a map from Fnatic.
This is why they're undefeated on it.
I mean, I'm hard-pressed to identify anything that you can look and go, oh, they probably should have done that better. Where do you go? Where do you look?
I guess Alpha should have won that second ISO ult that he got. That's about it.
How dare that guy not win every single ult?
How dare he?
Unbelievable.
Leaf is in a 1v3 though. And he gets flanked. Durka. Too much for him to handle. Fnatic are running away with this one. This is a very fast-paced map.
He's 20-6.
And this is without a shield, by the way. Oh, look at the spam.
Yeah, there's that deep kill you were talking about up in heaven.
Unreal.
And then the layers. There was no way that you'd be expecting Durka in a position
Nice
like that.
Gamachi here, actually. That's a really nice idea. That's actually kind of genius.
He's talking about that cam on the post plant that was watching short and long. They're having fun with it, Doug.
Wouldn't you be having fun if you were up 7 rounds in an elimination match at Champs?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
There's really no gun to fight back here for G2, but I think this is just going to continue to be like a styling performance out from Fnatic.
And Alpha almost has another ultimate.
The second round of the half.
He's going to have it for the bonus, and he has a Vandal already.
If he can walk through this unscathed, and then he's got the shield, and then it's perfect.
The setup is so beautiful, too. Oh, as I say that, the cam gets picked up. So now nobody's looking short A. G2, they're so worried, though. Oh, they're about to be met by Alpha. This guy's about to pop off. Oh, he can't handle the pressure.
In the face of 3, he does fall. No real way to upgrade the weapon. And they're just going to walk into Fnatic's crosshairs again.
Just a hard freeze to the round, and while it's happening, the actual hit is coming through at B. It's just beautiful play right now from Fnatic. I can't stress it enough.
30 seconds left.
Boaster is calling such a good game. Leaf, he gets a Vandal.
And he puts it right back down. As quickly as he scooped it up. Now Chronicle on the swing back side will clean up the last 2 members. Fnatic get up 11-3.
Yeah, and that's the Vandal grabbed by Boaster as well. So all the good guns that they needed, they have into this round, and they're 1 orb off of the ISO ult.
This is just, again,
it's good awareness from the side of Fnatic. They understand how to play in these anti-eco situations. When you get up numbers, it's pretty likely that the defense are going to try to even it out.
That's whatever.
Yeah, it looks like G2 are just going to have fun with it as well. Maybe just go next map. I don't think Fnatic's undefeated streak is going to end here.
No, I don't think it will. That's some hard-hitting analysis there, Trey.
I mean, bruh.
What in the world can G2 do?
Warm up.
Yeah.
That's what they can do.
Go next.
Try to start hitting some shots.
That's a good start.
There you go. But again, as soon as you kill one, you should expect the other. That's how it's been so far.
And I think the other Leaf is on the move.
And I think Leaf has an idea of it too. That's why he picked up the CT area.
They're concerned about it. Alfier's timing. It's leaving a little bit to be desired there. They're going to commit to getting the spike down with no real resistance.
Spike planted.
And Alpha's still in this window area.
Leaf's going to clean him up, but how do you expect the other? I mean, he was surrounded. He thought he could deal with what was happening B main. No real idea of what was happening garage. And now they're not even necessarily concerned with dealing with the spike and covering for it. Look at Chronicle's position. Just so aggressive. A brawly approach. And well, for good reason, a dog on their way. A turn of the flash. No kill found. A 2v2 now. Icy weak. Valen not much better off.
Alpha's just going to ult the diffuser. This round should be done.
This map is very likely done.
It's done. It's a save from G2. They know they don't have time. And yeah, it's because of that positioning from Chronicle. He basically just slips the net. And yeah, he's on an island there, but he buys enough time for this to happen right here. That spike goes off. It was a great start to the round for Leaf. But Alpha, who just sat in window the entire time, didn't get re-cleared.
It's like
again, just cut the map in half. Again, it's what you said. It just feels like it's so smothering for G2. It feels
small, yeah. Again, Chronicle's positioning. I mean, in for a penny, in for a pounding of G2. Like, they're up 12-3. What rounds have G2 won? They won the Thrifty in the first half.
Another post-plant round. It was the Viper Pit round that they won at the end there.
It's just been dire straits.
No pistol rounds. And it's tough. It's tough getting decimated like this because, like I said, like at least if it's kind of close or maybe even a 13-8, 13-9, you get warmed up.
Yeah,
and you're ready for the next map.
Right. You have something to hang your hat on, if nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. But like G2 are working off of nothing right now. So even so, they want to just try to string a couple at least.
Yeah, this feels like, let's see what sort of moral victory we can get to close out the map. Let's see what sort of benefit we can carry into the next. Because for as much as we've talked about Haven being Fnatic's domain, we're headed to Bind next, and that's a map that G2 are very comfortable on.
Yeah, and Fnatic aren't slouches on it either, but yeah, G2 are extremely comfortable on Bind. We're not quite yet there, but we'll be there shortly.
Yeah, we'll be there real soon.
Yeah.
Real soon. And it's tough to point this out because, again, from top to bottom, G2 have struggled. Icy at 3 and 14.
Yeah, the head-to-head, it's been rough. Even starting on the attacking side on Yoru, sometimes it can feel impossible to entry. That jump spot's going to spot a lot of people.
Hello, off the paranoia. They're going to bait all that out, and yeah, they're going to lose full A main control, but Fnatic wisely accelerating, taking the rest of the map.
They're not even taking the map, they're taking heads. Taking names.
Fnatic up into a 5v3 situation. Boaster again on the prowl, behind enemy lines.
It just feels like there's always somebody behind G2.
There's really nothing that's safe. And again, I know I've mentioned it a couple times, but it feels this way once more. The map feels small. It feels so claustrophobic for G2. And Fnatic are just running circles around G2, a 13-3 stomp. And again, really nothing for G2 to hang their hat on.
I mean, that was looking like the last series of DRX versus Trace, a 13-3. Is that 13-3s in a row?
I believe, or no, the second map wasn't. Either way, it's been a very one-sided day. We'll see if Bind tells a different story. Maybe we get to Lotus. Who knows? We'll be right back.